Lonsec wishes to remind that the information we provide on our portfolios is general advice, and we encourage investors to read the PDS or seek professional advice prior to making any decisions on their investments.
Today we're joined by Lucas Porbeau from Lonsec. He's an investment guru that works at Lonsec, looking after all things about the market, an economist. So we've got a few questions to run through with Lucas about what's happening in the world, the share markets, and investment portfolios across the board. So thanks for joining us today, Lucas.
Another question I have is in regards to interest rates. I know you mentioned a little bit about that before, but I look at what economists are saying a lot. Most economists usually agree or thereabouts, but they have different opinions on where interest rates are headed. Some economists are saying that they'll peak at the end of this year at maybe the high 2% as a cash rate. Some are saying by mid next year we're up around 3.5%, and then others are even saying that potentially we're dropping interest rates by the end of next year. So I'm just interested to know whether Lonsec have a base case on what.
I mean, we sort of go by what is the bond market pricing in, right? So it's probably fair to say that the bond market's priced in a lot more aggressive hikes, but with the most recent RBA announcement, that sort of recalibrated a bit in terms of what the expectation is. So, if I was to pick a number, I mean, I think more broadly our view is that there's a sense, and this is pretty consistent in terms of most of the central banks, that the view is that they're just going to try to go hard and quick in terms of the rate rises. But then, as I mentioned previously, I think in the next sort of 12 months or so, would it be surprising if you start then seeing that pull back? I think we're likely to see inflation remain more elevated, so it would peak out, but it won't go back down to where it was, but it will remain more elevated. But as I mentioned before, there is evidence that the interest rates are starting to have an impact on things like demand and so forth. So are we at peak? I don't think we're there yet, but I think we're getting close. Because some of the data suggesting that, by the time you see the inflation data start rolling through as lower, it's already happened. It's a bit of a lagging indicator.
And I do know we're starting to receive some monthly data now as of, I think it was last month, that we're starting a monthly inflation data come through from the ABS, although that's not the official figure. That's, if you go to the RBA website, that's not what's on there. I did note that was up around 7%, so a bit higher than the 6.1 that the RBA is currently stating, but starting to get a little bit more free flow of information, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes.